is yours. Billburn Kia, the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today at 2435 East 15th Street or BillburnKia.com.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. John, ESPN Northwest Florida. Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub! I'm full of water! I say hot tub! Stay hot tub! Gonna get you hot tub! I'm gonna make it wet! Stay hot tub! Rubber dub and hot tub! Rubber dub and me! Chugging in the hot tub!
Yeah!
Will it make me sweat?
Yeah!
Chugging in the hot tub!
Oh, yeah!
Will it make me wet? Yeah!
Well, Bama got in the hot tub, all you FSU fans out there. Roll Tide. We are back live, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I saw Alan Graham yesterday. He still looks like he could play. He is the famous father of Chase Graham, one of my former players. Chase is a great kid. Matter of fact, I think Chase is still up in the mountains. I don't know if I should be telling people that or not. But anyway, I met his brother, and his brother works at the district attorney. Really nice people. And he said, Coach, I listen to that show all the time. Y'all are great. I appreciate it. He said a lot of good things. And I want to thank everybody out there that I saw the last 2 weeks that mentioned to me. They just came up to me. We were at Dick's Point because I got two separate times come up and said they really enjoy the show, listen to us, think we're crazy. They like it, and when are we coming back? I said, we'll be back Thursday. We're back on Thursday. So it's working pretty good. We're doing pretty good.
I see a lot of people come in my store just says they enjoy the show. They just want to come in there and talk a little bit, and I think it's a great show. We do a lot of different things. We're not forced to say anything on here like your national media, and so we just have fun with it.
Yeah, there's one lady that kind of hurt my feelings somewhat. She works at his store. She knows him a little bit and goes, "This is so much better when Jason's on." She's just real honest about it. It was just matter of fact. It's so much better when he's on.
She must be watching on Facebook or
I'm sorry, I don't have my headsets on. What there, Wildcat?
I said she was watching on Facebook or YouTube where she can look at that gorgeous body and
yeah. That's the other women. That's the other women doing that.
But she was happy about that Alabama game. I don't know.
She told me. She let me know. I saw her yesterday. She let me know. She said, hey, well.
She likes that all Big Ten final.
Oh, it is. And that's where the future of college football is going to be, the Big Ten SEC, I do believe. Jeremy, how was Christmas? How was the New Year? Everything good?
We had a tremendous Christmas at First United Methodist Church, Panama City. We had Christmas Eve on a Sunday, so we had 5 services that day and ran over 1,000 people through all the course of the day. I want to thank all of our volunteers making it happen because it's a team effort, but it was a great holiday. Good start to the new year as well. Looking forward to 2024. So,
and all you people that missed the Christmas Eve service with Jeremy, his sermon was probably the best I've ever heard him preach.
He told me that.
So good.
He told me that.
Everybody said that. Everybody said that.
Because anyway.
Oh, you know what? Wasn't you supposed to be there?
Yeah. Thank you, Tommy. Yeah. So anyway, Jamie, I'll get into that later. But anyway.
I had people outside waiting for him.
I know. Jeremy had a whole section of the pew set aside. Yeah. Pens, pictures. Anyway, but hey, again, I got him again. I said, "Do you need me to cover for you?" When he doesn't even respond. He won't even acknowledge I asked him the question. But no, Tommy called me, and we talked. I said, "Was it packed out?
Yeah.
Really crowded?"
Oh yeah.
He goes, "Oh my God!" He goes, "You missed it. It was unbelievable." He said, "The best I've ever heard."
Was it on TV, Jeremy? Like
it's on Facebook. Yeah.
Yes. Go watch it. It's really good.
Real quick, what did you hit? Just briefly.
Just kind of used a little theme from that song "Journey." Don't stop believing, and the opening lines about small town girl. Well, that's Mary. Out there, just used of God, and
really good.
So how any of us can be used in that way.
Are you going to have a pretty good one this coming up Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to be there? Hey, if you come, I'll go to the 10:45 service.
If you'll go 10:45,
I'll go.
Do we have to dress up 10:45?
No.
All right, 10:45, and you're buying lunch.
If you'll come, I'll buy lunch.
Sounds good. You, Julie, and Louise will go.
Yeah, there's a Subway right across the street.
Hook you up.
We got to go to Corms, man. I tell you what, we went to Corms, and they didn't have the usual special that day. I think it was the day after Christmas we went. Mm-hmm. They had turkey dressing. Oh my!
We go every Monday.
The food's incredible there. They do a great job. Man, that new Corns on 15th Street. Go check it out. I think you'll love it. Jason, did y'all have a good Christmas? Everything good?
Yeah, we did. We spent some time with my brother and family. Had a lot of good food. Just relaxed. Had a couple days off for myself because we're about to get busy. So the New Year's resolutions are coming. So get a head start. Come down to Maxfield. We got a free sample bar. We had a certified nutrition on staff. So if you're trying to lose weight, gain weight, we can take the guesswork out of it. Yeah,
it works. My wife is a poster child of that. She's doing.
Not only you look better, you feel better, and that's the main thing. Getting your
more
body
energy,
and feed, better food is definitely going to make you feel better. On top of looking better.
Tommy, did you and Louise go anywhere? Did y'all stay here?
No, we stayed here.
Everything good?
Mm-hmm. I was up in Georgia until
killing things.
Nope. I didn't shoot anything. I saw them, but I didn't shoot them.
Really? Well, good. I'm glad. Those poor little deer, they need to have their life, too. Wildcat, you have a really good time up in Kentucky?
I had a great Christmas, and I told you a story about my terrible New Year's Day.
Yeah, well, 95 miles an hour will get you a ticket.
I own small pieces of North Georgia now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I told you to go. If you had gone the other way,
I know
it's a little bit further. But
you've told me that before, but
and they don't give you tickets there. If you just go road tide, they'll leave you alone.
We'll do it there.
I believe that.
Anyway, what a bowl season. We've missed a lot last couple weeks. Give us a call today, 215-6290. All these Facebook rivals that I've been watching, all these comments about the mighty Crimson Tide from FSU people, I appreciate it. I feel your pain. But the committee got it right. The committee got it right. Their job is to make money for ESPN and for the sponsors, and people pay it. They came out and said that with Bama in the playoffs, they would make $150 million more. They got it right. Mm-hmm. The record, all-time record, cable network record, at one time close to 33 million people watched the Michigan-Alabama game. 18 million people watched the Sugar Bowl. The committee got it right. ESPN's happy. The committee's happy. The people that sponsored all this stuff is really happy. And they don't care if they got the right teams or not. They got the money. It's all about the money.
And over half of those people watching because they wanted Alabama to get beat.
That's true. Yeah. Alabama is the Dallas Cowboys of football. We're just like the Dallas Cowboys. People watch when we're on TV. And Ohio State's there, too. They did a thing on it. The two most watched teams are Ohio State and Alabama. They want to watch, and they want you to lose.
Right. They're the two most hated.
But they watch.
Oh, yeah.
But they watch. So all you people raising canes to the committee, they screwed you out. They got it wrong. They got it right. They made the money.
I think they got it right.
Money. It's to make money.
The only team I thought should have been in it that wasn't, and I'm not talking about Florida State now because there are injuries, everything that happened. Georgia to me is probably the best team in the country, and just because of the way the season played out, losing that last game, they got left out. But a healthy Georgia to me scares me more than any other team in the country.
I think it's more the Texas loss to Bama that screwed Georgia. Yeah. Because if Alabama had won that, they both would have been.
Both,
right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, Texas still looming large there.
And quite honestly, it could have very easily been the four Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, and Georgia. It could have been that again.
You can take Ohio State out of that one. Their quarterback situation.
Before that happened.
Even with the quarterback situation before that, they played really well against Michigan. I will say this: if Michigan made those mistakes, muffing punts and stuff like that against Ohio State, we would have beat them in that game. But they've got some issues up there they need to fix before we put ourselves into that top 4 like that. But they have a great roster. They got to make some coaching changes.
Well, and you talk about the committee. I mean, we've sat here all year once the initial rankings came out questioning where they were. But look, they got number 1. They got number 2.
Yeah.
both the teams wearing the dark jerseys went on.
Yeah. And both they made a huge amount of money.
And both games went down to the wire. So those were 4 evenly matched teams. I mean, split second, decisions, little mistakes is what made those games.
Washington's defense coordinator, I got a problem with. I think he's good, but I got a problem with one thing. At the end of the game, you double cover both wideouts.
Right.
You man up on the slot. You only have one safety. And matter of fact, I'm not sure they had that one safety. When you're going, and that's what I would do in that situation, just me, and most, probably 90% of the country. When you're got the lead and they got 80 yards to go, I'm going to go 2 safeties back, got half the field. We're not going to give a big play, and we're going to play man underneath. Mm-hmm. And we probably rush 3, 4, whatever. I always will rush more than 3. But they lined up and double covered 2 guys to one side, doubled the other guy. Slots right there, picks up, what did he pick, about 60 yards, 50 yards, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Got him right down the goal line.
Yep.
And then Stark called a play I didn't agree with, which he's a great coach, but they threw a little swing pass something to the running back, and it was just a bad play. The defense they had called, wasn't opening. Mm-hmm. He caught the ball. They tackled it. They picked up maybe a yard, or maybe lost a yard.
A yard or 2.
Maybe
that's the way the play was designed. They were trying to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I was like, that would have gave you 3 shots to put the ball in the end zone. They put 2 in the end zone, and one was a little bit bad pass. One he maybe could have got, who knows. But I thought Washington more or less kind of dominated that game. Their offensive line did a really good job. They're
Penix won that game for them, I'm telling you.
He is good. I'll be honest with you. After watching that, I thought, man, maybe he should have won the Heisman.
I saw him play a couple of different times. He's good. He's a really good.
He's really deceptive. He's got that kind of slinging motion where he just flings the ball and it's like zip, and you're like, and it's right on their hands. They talk a lot about the receivers, but any receivers in the country could have caught those balls.
Yeah, when you're running, they didn't have to stop. They have to go reach backward. Everything was right on the money. It was unbelievable.
I question Sarkisian a little bit in this game because if you watch the first drive that they scored on, they had 0 chance to stop Texas's run game, and they kind of abandoned that.
They get away from it.
It was like 10 yards a carry, 8 yards a carry, and I'm like, why are they getting away from this?
I go to the Rose Bowl, Alabama runs downhill, right down the field, scores, but then after that, on first down, let's put a drop back passer that's not really a drop back passer.
Right.
And let's get sacked every first down. And let's get behind the sticks.
And let's roll the ball back to them.
yeah, it's just.
I thought the second half Texas would just run all over them.
I did too.
They were, like you say, they were making some yardage. I'm telling you.
Okay, we got to take a break, and we got to get a caller in here. And I want to talk about a lot today. Give us a call and give us your opinion on the committee on FSU. I think I'll be honest with you. I love the kids at FSU that showed up and they love Florida State. Mm-hmm. They love their teammates. They love their coaches. They showed up and they played. Mm-hmm. Georgia players showed up and they played. Mm-hmm. The other players from FSU decided not to play. Mm-hmm. I don't have anything for them.
I agree.
I'm old time, old school. You signed a scholarship. They made a commitment to you. You made a commitment to that university. Your players, you don't care about your teammates. All this new people, they did they can say that's BS, man.
I'm a little concerned about Florida State because what that game showed is your depth, and what we saw is Georgia's second and third string is about 60 points better than Florida State's second and third string.
And I tell you what,
that's what we're going to see the next 2-3 years for Florida State on the field.
Yeah. I feel bad for Coach.
Boy, he was
miserable. Bless his heart.
Y'all see that? Y'all see his after game. He talks to his players.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was great, really good.
He's a good man.
He is.
He's a great man. All right, let's talk about something great. Hey, I already told you about Charlie's Corn Place on 15th Street. Get in and try it out. If you haven't been there, go check it out. Charlotte and Charlie and Linda have been doing this thing, I think, since 1986. They got great, you know how good they are.
Big
They're
FSU
legendary
fans.
people. Big FSU fans. But I tell you what, their food's great. The brand new location on 15th Street's outstanding. They got the back room, 25 people. Go check it out every day. They got lunch specials, beef tips, 2 sides, and tea for $11.20. All kind of different things. It's really good. I still love their BLTs down. What you like it down there?
I go I meet there every morning with some guys. We go there every Monday.
On 15th, right? Yeah, no doubt about that. Also, don't forget about the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant's back and open. Excuse me, man. It's unbelievable. We were there yesterday. The spaghetti was packed out for lunch and night. Unbelievable. J. Michael's Restaurant, the best seafood, coldest beer, right across the street. Well, on Thomas Drive. Also, talk about South Oak Title and Closing. Chuck Tucker does an incredible job. All real estate needs, make sure you go to South Oak Title and Closing. And Stevenson Air Conditioning has been really, really cold. It was real cold yesterday. And I tell you what, they do a great job. Our house feels really good. If you have any kind of problem right now, we try and get your house warm. Make sure you call Stevenson Air Conditioning. They'll come out and service it. It'll run better, save you money. If you get a brand new one, they're going to give you the best deal out there. And over a period of time, it'll pay for itself. Stevenson Air Conditioning. And you know what, Jason? Stevenson Air Conditioning, Jason Stevenson, they got a game plan every time. They're never out-coached by Harbaugh. They never outplayed by Michigan. They're always number one. Stevenson Air Conditioning, number one. We'll be right back. 104.3, 215-6290. Give us a call today. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Take ESPN Northwest Florida with you everywhere you go.
Anytime, anyplace, anywhere.
The sports talk and live play-by-play doesn't have to end when you get out of the car. The ESPN Northwest Florida app streams your favorite sports talk hosts and the biggest games in ultra-high fidelity.
This is of utmost importance in travel.
Take the sports talk monster with you anywhere you go. Available for Android and iPhone.
Use it anywhere or any place.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Thursday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the north, clear skies, and 58. Clear skies tonight, colder at 41. Tomorrow, partly sunny much of the day, but with a slight chance of showers in the evening and a high of 64. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive a new 2024 Kia. You'll see why everyone is talking about Kia. The 2024 Kia will give you the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2024 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in a luxury sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Drive away today in a new 2024 Kia K5. Performance, power, and design built just for you. Discover the new Kia at Bill Bird Kia. Bill Bird Kia, the original home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you just like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm not prepared. I really am not prepared at all. I hope you won't judge me on one email I sent 10 years ago.
My apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Live from the J. Michael Studio.
Not after spicy or food demo!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Oh, I just saw that too.
Yep. And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We got the kids are home from Bay County. They start back school Monday, so be careful as you're out and about the next couple days. Have a great time. We got a world record phone caller. Let's take this phone call. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Who is this?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, it used to be Mike Whitworth, but I have resolved to quit trolling Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Turned over a new leaf. I won't say that, though. But I am resolved no longer to sting you, charmed by the world's delights. Things that are higher, things that are nobler. These have allured my sight. I've got a little song for you today, Coach Hale, to let you know, and I'm going to tell you my new nom de plume at the end of it. But Hale, oh, Hale to Michigan, oh, James Hale, Michigan, the champions of the West. My new name is Commodore Robert Knee Lands in Your Groin. So maybe I'm backsliding. How was the Music City Bowl?
It was, I don't know. My daughter, we dog sit. She went up there. She had to be up there Tuesday, and she came back Sunday. And she saw Andy Bertram. Andy Bertram texted me and said, I saw Jamie at the game. No show today? I forgot to call him.
Kind of like Auburn.
Yeah.
Hey, did she bring you back a souvenir program?
No. Are you kidding me? I don't think she brought back
$7.
Come on, man. It's got an antidote for Alabama amnesia in it.
Yeah.
41-7.
Yeah.
Original Music City Bowl. You remember it? Anyway,
I don't. Who'd they play? Who was it? I can't remember.
Michael Vick.
Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech, okay.
Yeah, anyway, but I tell you what Huey did. He put to rest all that mythology about that mint julep sucking row hound over there in Memphis. You see him, he's calling that game after he got down 21-0. I was sorry to see that. But anyway,
what about your Tennessee Volunteers? 35 to 0?
You talked about those guys quitting at FSU. We had 3 real character guys quit. They're hanging out for the draft, and they're probably going to end up in the USFL or whatever they call the UFL. Hey, by the way, I put that out. I said we ought to call college football University Football League, and the NFL, they're the true evil empire. Mm-hmm. They took it up, anyway. But the last thing I got to say is you never know. People lay out. Oregon State's quarterback laid out, and it was big for them. And Florida State had all the injuries and layouts. By the way, I'm working on, I'm a little older. I'm in the ballpark with you there, Coach Big Jimmy, as I used to call you in Montgomery. Anyway,
they call me a lot worse than that.
Let me give you a cognitive test. What's 7 times 9?
What is that, 49?
63.
63. So, if you got seven on every hole on 9 holes, you're terrible. If you we were, back in the day when we had the good old putt-putts down there or whatever, that's a name brand. The miniature golf, you make 3 hole-in-ones, that's a 3. That's a good score. It ain't in football.
Yeah.
And I tell you something else. You know what? The Atlanta Braves were in the Major League playoffs last year, right?
Yep.
Well, the Rome Braves were not. So let the reader understand where the minor league exists. Please, let's help free FSU from the minor leagues and get them in the SEC. When they wanted to be in the SEC, Florida, Auburn, Georgia, maybe even Alabama, they didn't want them in there.
Right.
But then when they wanted to be in there, when we wanted them in, I'll say SEC, I've paid a lot of money to go there. Anyway, places. So, they won, but let's free the Seminoles. I believe. ESPN's got profit motivation. They're good at putting on productions and everything. They still got that little political influence in them,
A little bit.
Influenced by politics. Yeah. So I think that they hate the tomahawk chop. The Seminole tribe and the FSU made peace a long time ago, and there was a group of them 40 years ago, or they didn't like to be called Seminoles. They said that means run away. But anyway, God bless the Seminoles. They shall return. They got the number 1. Don't they have that big kid named Luke coming in to play quarterback?
Coleman Hope.
They got DJ Ugalele, who's the transfer from Oregon State.
Coleman
Hope.
Well,
y'all saved him from Scientology. God bless America, the USA, the SEC +1. Or maybe Clemson, too. Not Miami, though, okay? Bye. Love y'all.
Bye. Bye, Mike. Great job. Tommy, let's get into this right now. I will say this. I don't think Georgia wants Florida State in the SEC. Florida is going to go, no, we don't want them.
They're not going to be in the SEC.
Well, let me get this in, because I think we're making a mistake. Georgia don't want them. Florida don't want them. Auburn, Alabama, LSU, Mississippi school. Anybody that really hits this part of the state, they don't want them. They know what they can become.
Right.
They could add on to that stadium. They're going to have more money. They're going to be a powerhouse, and they're going to beat up some of these teams. It's going to be tougher on us to get these players. But do we really want to get the Big Ten in here? Do we really want to let the Big Ten take them away? And I think sometimes our greed of not wanting them in there, the teams I just mentioned, I think they need to sit back and go, it's bad, it's going to make it tougher on us, but let's bring them in here. Let's don't let the Big Ten kind of start taking that.
You got
They own the East. They own the middle of the country. They own the West. Our biggest threat is the Big Ten. I really believe in the future. I'm talking 10 years down the road.
And I will say this: if you don't want Florida State in because you think they're going to keep recruits in Florida, you let the Big Ten down there. You're going to have 12 teams down into Florida recruiting every single blue chip kid.
Exactly.
Because they're going to be playing against Michigan. They're going to be playing against Ohio State. I don't think it's a great fit for Florida State just because of the logistics, the weather. I think they need to be in the SEC.
But look at Southern Cal. They're in there.
I don't think that's a good fit either. Yeah. Wait till they go to Ohio State in November when it's snowing and they got to be physical and play a physical style of game. That's not going to work for them.
I just think the SEC needs to really sit down and think about it. They are a draw. When they play, people watch. They'll make money for you. It's going to be tougher on us, the teams I just mentioned, because they're going to get more players. They're going to have to add on that stadium. It's a short trip to drive. Alabama plays them 2 years.
2 years.
So I don't know. I don't want the Big Ten in here. I think we're making a mistake by letting the Big Ten get their foot in.
I don't think Paul Feinbaum will let FSU in the SEC.
I think the Big Ten's going to get a Florida school.
It depends which way the wind's blowing.
This has been about the footprint from the time expansion started, and let's go all the way back to Arkansas and South Carolina coming into the SEC. At that point, Georgia was the boundary of the Southeastern Conference. And then you get South Carolina, you expand there. Then you get Arkansas, and then it opens up Missouri, and it opens up Texas, and it's the footprint. And you're making a great point. Right now, the Big Ten's footprint is everywhere except the South. And if you get Florida State in there, it's not long before Miami's on their heels.
Right.
They're going to go together.
Yeah,
even if there's so much animosity.
I think we've got to get the key to us, SEC, we've got to get North Carolina. Heck with the rest of them, we have got to get North Carolina.
I think if Florida State goes to the Big Ten, North Carolina goes to the Big Ten. That's
what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with you with that.
Because they're going to do these teams in pairs. They don't want an odd number team. They're going to bring in two teams at a time, just like with Notre Dame coming in. I think they're going to have another.
Look at the TV sets in the state of Florida and look at the TV sets in North Carolina.
But to go back to his point about the footprint, when Miami or Florida State is in the Big Ten, everybody in the state of Florida has to pick up the Big Ten network, and that's what they did initially. It wasn't, hey, let's go get the best teams.
That's right.
Let's go get the best TV markets. Let's go get L.A. Let's go get New Jersey. Let's go get these other big-time markets. And to be honest, at first I was like, why are they bringing in these crappy teams? But if you look at it now, the payouts that each school gets, they hit a home run with that.
Fox is behind a lot of that. Fox is coming after ESPN to get the national championship games. You see about that? They're going to go after that. It's going to be a bidding war. And I think Fox is going to have more money.
And I want to make one more distinction. Both of those examples you mentioned show the sort of cleverness of the leadership of the Big Ten and the SEC.
Oh, yeah.
And then you look at what Texas did when they circled the wagons and created their own network.
Yeah.
One was growth-oriented, and expanded the base and brought in the money. The Longhorn Network has never become what they thought it would be because it was really for its own group of people.
But let me ask you this. Has any of y'all seen the Longhorn Network? Not one time I've seen the Longhorn Network. So
I know it's out there.
It's on you can pick it up. I've seen it. I've not been on it, but I've seen it.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Occasionally, you'd have to pick up a Texas game on that network.
I've got the Big Ten, I got the ACC, and I've watched those. I've never watched the Texas network.
Right.
But I just think the FCC needs to be really smart. I think Commissioner, he's for FSU coming in. It's everybody else pushing back. They don't want them in here. It's going to be a tougher to win with them in there. Look how close they are to everybody. It makes sense for them to be in there. I don't want the Big Ten in there.
I think if someone explains basically what you said about the Big Ten, if they got any sense, they would want FSU and the SEC. But You never know.
Do you think that ESPN contract has anything to do with it?
The what?
ESPN contract.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think
ESPN has not a lot of liking for FSU.
Right.
Well,
but they're going to be in Dublin to open the season.
If Florida State can make their money, if Florida State can make a money, which they can,
sure.
Yeah, I think ESPN will be fine with it.
You got Fox, CBS, NBC. I mean, all those teams are back in the Big Ten right now.
Right.
That's the one thing
we completely screwed up.
That's what I was going to say.
Disney's going woke. They're going. They're going to break. They're going to go broke eventually, I believe. Hell, it ain't going to matter. We won't even have a country a year from now where everything's going. So I don't know what we're worried about. But anyway, we gave up CBS. I think everybody said I thought it was the stupidest thing we ever did. The Big Ten's smarter than anybody. They've got. Look at the networks. Look at the money's coming into them. And we've got ESPN. Are you kidding me? That's who we're in bed with?
Yeah. A lot of people don't like ESPN, I'm telling you. I know FSU.
Oh, wait a minute. We're working. I forgot who we're working with. ESPN is great.
Randy's on the phone.
I forgot about that. Anyway, all right, let's take a break. We'll come back and talk more about FSU. Tommy Santamont gives us a little update on FSU. And we'll talk more about the Orange Bowl. And I saw a bunch of comments on Facebook that I can't. I know what we're going to hear. Breaking news: Georgia just scored again. No, I was not going to say that. Yeah, it was. All right, here we go. Let's talk about some great people. El Rodeo, Tequila Bar and Grill. I think we're going to go there tonight. We always have a good time on Thursdays. Karaoke is going on down there Thursday night. Lunch specials always. David does a great job down there. Great winter specials. Go check it out. El Rodeo, Tequila Bar and Grill. Also, my good buddy Pat Perneau, the city commissioner of Lynn Haven, does an incredible job for the great people over in Lynn Haven, but he has beef O'Brady's. The place is incredible. Yesterday was packed out. On Wednesdays, $9.99 a drink side and 10 wings. You can't beat that. Lunch special Monday through Friday. Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Watch all the NFL playoffs, the national championships over there at Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Go have a great, great time. Tell them Coach sent you. Dr. Chad Mitchell, the legend, will be in here Monday morning. Does an incredible job. If you get injured, go see Chad. Next year will be a special year for him. The 25th year taking care of Bay County athletes. That's incredible. You just don't see that anymore. 25 years. We need to do something for him, Bay District Schools. Also, that Cajun place. Rick does a great job down there. Jan, Trudy White, wonderful people. Love them to death. Always giving back to the community. Go check it out. And don't forget, when a game's being played, those wings are 50 cents and that pitcher of beer is $5. I was down there for some of the bowl games. People from all over down there wearing their different shirts and stuff. Saw a guy with a Michigan shirt on kind of staring at me, giving me a mean look. I just smiled. Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road. What's your favorite place, Jason Kovaleski?
Rudy's is one of them for sure. I mean, I love that brisket. They got that jalapeno cheddar sausage, the Rudy beans. The good thing is you can get down there and eat something that's healthy and that's good for you too. I mean, their turkey's really good. So I love that brisket. I could go on for days. I've eaten everything down there. I eat there 2-3 times a week. But go down there and check them out. It's amazing food. It's well priced. I mean, you get a lot of food too. Good people too.
Good pictures hanging in there.
And they cater. So got a breakfast menu. They got everything.
They got it all. Right down at Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. Go check it out. We think you'll love it. Also, we'll be right back. If you did your Christmas shopping, if you forgot to do your Christmas shopping, we'll tell you where you need to go when we get back. We listen to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The next evolution in sports talk radio.
And we're back!
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The Afternoon Underdog.
Hi!
The only live afternoon show in Panama City where you can win fantastic prizes from amazing local businesses every day.
That's right!
4 to 6 weekdays. The Afternoon Underdogs.
It's mayhem!
ESPN Northwest Florida.
So you've heard the saying that if you love your job, you'll never have to work? Well, it's true.
I've worked for Brock Lawn and Pest Control for many years. The commitment to the needs of customers
and their commitment to each employee makes Brock a company I'm very proud to be a part of.
Brock's core values are also mine. Give people more than they expect and always honor your promises.
This isn't a job. It's a service to help people live a healthier lifestyle.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control. Our family protecting your family.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive a new 2024 Kia. You'll see why everyone is talking about Kia. The 2024 Kia will give you the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2024 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in a luxury sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Drive away today in a new 2024 Kia K5. Performance, power, and design built just for you. Discover the new Kia at Bill Bird Kia. Bill Bird Kia, the original home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you just like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty.
Broadcasting live from the Redneck Riviera. It's the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
That way we didn't have to come out. And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Stadium. Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! FSU Orange Bowl was ugly. But I want to go back to the committee. When it first came out, the first week I said they don't like FSU. They're disrespectful to them. It's just, and that's before the quarterback got injured.
Yeah, they lied
the whole time. I thought they did not like them for whatever reason, and
the chop is annoying.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, Tommy, what our FSU update is brought to you by Newbies. Get out, Newbies. Have a great time. 3 great locations. John Short always giving back to Bay County. Let's make sure we support them. Kathy, all those people do a great job down there. My favorite, if you want to watch sporting events, is the Newbies 2 on the Curb, but the Mothership is truly my favorite. I love going down there. Great people. Get down there and have a great time. What do you got for us down at FSU?
Well, first of all, men's basketball, FSU won a game last night. They beat Georgia Tech.
Saw that, yeah.
71-82. I had to stay to the very end because I didn't believe they was going to win. When they were like 10 points up with 32 seconds left, I still watched the end of it. But anyway, they won. They beat Georgia Tech, and that made them go 7-6. Georgia Tech was 8-4. Now the women's basketball, they play tonight. They play NC State, who's number 3 in the nation. FSU women, they're number 22. They play at 6 o'clock tonight. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. But the big thing around Tallahassee is, of course, the football and the transfer portal. They have a bunch of players coming in this week on the transfer portal. One of the players that they really was several of them, but that Nick Scourton from Purdue, he was a leader in sacks in the Big Ten with 10 sacks. They really trying to get him. They want him real bad because they got Peyton on the other side and put him on this side.
Right.
There's not much of a with those two. It'll be like Verse and Peyton again. So they're really after him big time. Then they have a running back, Penny Boone, and he's from Detroit. He went to Maryland, but he transferred to Toledo, and he's 6'2", 225, more or less like Benson was. So they're really trying to. He's a 4-star. He's the second best in the portal now. So they're really trying to get him. But they've got a lot of kids coming in, and you know that there's been over 2,000 kids already in the portal already.
Yeah,
over 2,000 kids. So
yeah,
and they've got some good news from some of the players that are coming back. Some good defensive linemen and offensive linemen are coming back, and they had 15 players to go in the transfer portal. And I'll tell you what I personally think happened in this deal with Georgia. What did Georgia do? Their players got together and decided we're going to play. I think basically what happened to FSU when they got eliminated from the playoffs, and I don't know if this is, but my personal opinion, I think their players got together and said, well, we'll show them we just won't show up. We won't play in the Orange Bowl.
Right.
I don't know, and I don't know what. And I know the players really thought a lot of Norville. They really respected him and liked him a lot. And I don't know his part. I don't know. He seemed like the type that says, if I say, okay, I'm going to the portal, he'll say, okay, go.
Right.
I don't know if he really tried to get with those players and say, look, we need to. It's going to look bad if we don't get out there and make it competitive. Then I think that's personally what happened. I don't know.
I just think it's such a unique situation. You're a Power 5 undefeated team, have no thoughts of even missing the playoffs, and all of a sudden that comes down. You see Alabama at number 4, and you can just see the air come out of the building when they were watching that. And for you to kind of scramble, and now you got kids saying, we played our hearts out, we won every single game, and have that taken away from us. Right. What are we playing for? Right. You know what I'm saying? What are we playing for?
Right. I'm going to tell you what. Okay, I heard what you said. When we played, we were taught, the team, you made a commitment to go play at Florida State. Mm-hmm. They made a commitment to you. Everything we went through when we played was about the team, your teammates, your school. You love your school. You represent your school. Your brotherhood. You fight for your teammates. They gave in. They said to hell with Florida State, and they said to hell with our teammates. I ain't playing. There's no excuse for it. Were they screwed? There's no doubt they were screwed. So you're going to do something wrong. You don't. To me, it's like you don't care about your school. You don't care about your teammates. That's just me.
I think that what I see is when you build a team through the portal, like Florida State has, they're not there for 4 years. Right. They haven't been in the program that time. They don't understand that culture. They're a one-year rental. So when they didn't get that playoff opportunity, hey, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? They don't have any blood, sweat, equity into Florida State.
You notice when they announced the playoffs with FSU, you notice Norville sitting there, and all of a sudden when they announced it, players started getting up and leaving, he had to get up and go out there and tell them to hold up, so he had to talk to them a little bit then. And also, you hear about what Michigan said.
Yeah,
the reason they were shocked. They were shocked.
And I knew that's what it was.
I knew they weren't scared of anybody. If you ever played at that level of college or even high school,
you're the number one team in the country.
In your mind, you're thinking, I'm going to go beat that dude's tail no matter who it is. You know what I'm saying? They gasped because they were like, Florida State didn't get in. They're like, I don't know about that.
That was it too.
But I think what FSU got.
But they did just get Georgia get their butt kicked by Alabama, so maybe a little bit of both. I don't know.
I posted a lot on Georgia. I mean, I was up there when this was happening. I was in with all those guys from Georgia when it was going on, and I already told them, I said, it's not even going to be a game. I said, I saw one guy say it's going to be 70-7, and he wasn't far off.
It could have been 100.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they had players at FSU. I didn't know who they were. I know most of them. I didn't.
Well, I'll tell you what. I got so much respect for those kids to go through that practice time. They weren't prepared, weren't ready to play. I mean, physically, mentally, they're just not there yet. That's the reason they hadn't played all year. But they didn't quit. They stood there and played for Florida State. I love those guys. Yeah. And I feel so bad for the head football coach of Florida State. You could see he was miserable. Oh, gosh, he was. Bless his heart.
Well, they got a little work to do. I think the next step is for them to start stacking high school classes back to back to back. Because that, to me, was the difference between them and Georgia, because their second, third string at Georgia was much better. When you build your team through the portal, those are your
what you just said, through the portal. You go to Alabama and you go to Georgia. They're built the same. Mm-hmm. Alabama didn't make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. TCU got in over them, but they had 2 losses. They weren't undefeated. I get it. But they were disappointed. But the number 1 draft pick, he wasn't worried about getting ready for the draft. He played for his team. Right. The number 3 overall pick in the NFL draft, he didn't worry about staying safe. He played for University of Alabama. Georgia's players the same way. They play for Georgia. Most of them were high school. Not too many transfers. Alabama didn't have that many transfers. Mm-hmm. It's just the culture. They love those schools. They love their team. And they're preached this all. I know Kirby. I know I've watched Bama. I've been to practice. I see what they say and what they do. They brainwash them. I mean, you're here for University of Alabama. It's just a tradition. Yeah. They play because they love that school and they love their teammates.
And I think Norville learned a lesson this year on what happened in this particular case. But again, they're going to be relying on the transfer portal to build it back up, get those skilled players, because that's what they did this year. They got the skilled players. And, you got Verse and Keon Coleman, and Johnny Walker. Those guys, they were good.
Well, let me ask you, are we wrong? We're older. Are we wrong because they're younger, or there's people out there right now who are okay with them not playing the game. That's
a lot of them said that.
Yeah, they don't care. Hell, they screwed us, so who cares? That's thing.
I don't think the true football fans believe that. I think those are more casual fans.
I think it starts much earlier. And the reason I say that is I'm watching, and y'all are seeing this as well. Competitive athletics is starting as early as 4 and 5 years old. We gave away little leagues to travel teams.
Baseball, right.
And you're now paying for your child to play. And if they don't play, you just go find a new team for them to play on. And so the culture has shifted much earlier. The concept of team, this is us, this is a brotherhood, neighborhood school, that's gone. It's over. That's a relic. You might find it in Class 1A football in Northwest Florida, and that's about the last vestige of it. Now everything is wide open. You go where you can find your best opportunity.
I think there's been a shift in professional sports from the team to the individual. Back in 90s, early 2000s, you could get flagged for celebrating in the NFL. Now everybody has a coordinated celebration. There could be a 4-yard run, and the defender's celebrating, and the running back.
Right.
It's like, okay, that's awesome.
All right, y'all hold your thoughts right there. Wildcat, help me out, man.
Yeah, man.
If we, Christmas just came. We did a lot of shopping.
Forget about it, guys. You still got football to watch. Here comes Valentine's Day. It's
Where are we going to go? Where's a great place to go?
David Adamson Jewelry.
Absolutely.
And they are at 830 Ohio Avenue there in Lynn Haven. And their phone number, 850-624-1681.
Go see Russ.
Call them and tell them that you heard it on the Coach Hale show. If you're in the doghouse for watching too much football, here comes Valentine's Day.
You want to get in the penthouse? Go down there and buy something for those wonderful people, and they'll take care of you. And I tell you what, Michigan took something down there, had to get fixed. They did it in-house. It took them. They got it done quickly.
He's real happy.
He was really pleased.
I'm real happy. I'm real happy.
Here's
my box.
Are you happy? I'm happy. Are you happy?
Yeah.
You know why? Okay.
You know that hot tub.
Hot tub will make you wet, but it will make you sweat. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. We got Jason Kovaleski here. Do you want to feel better, look better, be healthy, lose weight, gain weight, muscle mass? He can make it happen for you at Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Jason, give us a little breakdown of what's going on.
So right now we're probably getting into our New Year's resolutions, which means a lot of meal plans being done. Right now we're doing 50% off for all high school kids. We still do meal plans for mom, dad. It's not for just athletes, but basically we do weekly check-ins. It's customized to the individual. We tell you what to eat, when to eat it, take the guesswork out for you, whether you're trying to lose weight or build muscle. So this is a very scientific, proven approach. We're not guessing at this. So we use our InBody 570 to track results so you can actually see the results that are coming. So just get out to Max Fit Sports Nutrition. We had a certified sports nutritionist on staff. We actually have a free sample bar for all our proteins, pre-workouts, amino acids, so you can try stuff before you buy them. But we're on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village, and we're in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
Great place, great people. Go check it out, I guarantee. Especially if you've got a young child, teenager, getting ready to get involved in sports. I'm telling you, he can help you what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat. Be careful some stuff. You don't want to get on steroids and stuff like that. Jason guides you the right way.
No, we will teach them what they can and can't take and what's beneficial. These kids at that age have optimal hormone levels, optimal HGH levels. They don't need to supplement that. So when you get 40, 50 years old, obviously there's a different ballgame. But these kids just need the food and the timing of the food.
I want to thank Newbies again for the FSU update. I want to thank Dr. Ward, does a great job. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right, feel right, go see him. Don't put it off. 5 minutes can save your life. There's offices throughout the Panhandle of Florida, Dr. Ward. We'll have him in next Wednesday, 7:30. Also, don't forget about... We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest.
I forgot about it.
I already forgot.
ESPN Northwest Florida has the real local fishing report. Hi, this is Tim from Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle. Join me every Friday at 4:20 during the afternoon Underdogs. It's accurate, detailed content from local anglers, plus fishing updates on Saturday and Sunday morning right when you hit the water. Advice and stories from local anglers. Tune into the Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle Fishing Report, exclusively on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Thursday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the north, Clear skies and 58. Clear skies tonight, colder at 41. Tomorrow, partly sunny much of the day, but with a slight chance of showers in the evening and a high of 64. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Go nuts.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We hope you guys have a great day. Favorite people in my life are the people that get up and go to work every day. Thank you for everything you do. You guys are the true heroes of our country. You keep it rolling. You keep these politicians wealthy and everybody else in the world. You put money in their pocket. Thank God for you. Tommy, getting back to what Jeremy said a minute ago, Jeremy, I think you made a great point. This happened a long time ago down. It first started in South Florida, Southwest Florida. School board attorney goes, we cannot stop these guys from transferring. If it goes to court, we can't win it, so let's open it up. And I think he was wrong. I think they could have fought it for a lot longer. They just said that they washed their hands of it, and everybody could go where they wanted to go. And when I went back down there for my last year coaching, I talked to some old timers, and they go, man, we don't. And they used to always go to the games. These people in Cape Coral used to go. They go to Cape. They said, we don't even know who these kids are. We don't go watch high school football anymore because it's not a community school anymore. Our kids are going everywhere else. We're not very good. We don't know who these guys are. They're coming over here from across the bridge, and so they're learning very young now, at a young age. When you talked about the travel league baseball, that's even younger. They're learning now there's no loyalty to a neighborhood school. There's no loyalty to your team. Go what's best for me, the individual. The team sport, there's no team sport anymore.
No, I mean, that's a relic of the past, so it's just a natural progression of what's been happening for a long period of time. And when NIL came on the scene, I mean, Jason, to your point now, every guy's a free agent.
Right.
And what you're going to see, I mean, it's happened in college basketball for years. How many times did we hear about Kentucky Wildcat building a one and done?
Right.
You knew they had brought this team in as an all-star team playing for Kentucky, and then at the end of the season, they're all out to the NBA draft. We're not far from that in college football.
And it didn't always work out for them either.
No.
Look at the NBA when LeBron went to Miami, wanted everybody to more or less pick the team down there, goes to LA, more or less picks. He's got more power than the head coach.
Pretty much. That's the way professional sports are now. I mean, they're more managers of egos and stuff. You don't need that rah-rah guy at the head of an NFL. You're getting paid millions of dollars. They expect you to be a professional, and if you're not, they just cut you and bring another guy in. So the NFL coach is much different than a college coach. College coach, you still got to motivate kids. You still got to basically develop that work ethic in them. So you got to be tough on them. But the NFL coach is much, much different. I think more college coaches are going to more transfer to the NFL because they don't want to deal with this NIL. They have to recruit these kids 24 hours a day, every year. A freshman can enter the transfer portal and get an NIL. So you got to still recruit this kid. As a sophomore, you can still get in a transfer.
Got to continue to recruit every day.
Let's call bowl season what it was, except for the 4 teams that played in the playoff. Bowl season was winter camp with an exhibition game against another team at the end of it.
It was spring game.
Yep.
With the NIL, what's happened now, the players have the power and the coaches don't.
They do. You're right. Let's take this phone call real quick. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Go Dogs.
How about them dogs, baby? Kirby Smart.
Hey, man, I learned this over the weekend and New Year's that Georgia was definitely not one of the 4 best teams in the nation. FSU should have been in there, and we should have not been in there for sure.
You're right. Absolutely right.
I'm just being honest, man. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings down here in the Panhandle, crying in blues, So, yeah, I hate it. If that's what they got coming back, Bubby, let me tell you, y'all got a long ways to go to get back. I can tell you that.
They'll be back. I promise you.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Kirby, as you know, you give him time to prepare for a team. They're going to be ready to play. Every big game, except when he plays daddy, they show up and play. The only one that spanks him is Papa. That's it. I mean, that's the only one.
Yeah, it's all good. We both got a loss, but we got one, and y'all got 2. So
I saw that post. I saw. Hey, 13-1 is better than 12-2.
Hey, I say what, if y'all don't drop 5 points, if y'all don't drop 5 spots out of the top 10, then definitely Saban's got his money somewhere.
No, you know what, though? I was talking about the players, the culture earlier. Georgia is like Alabama. They have guys that could have set out and waited for the NFL. They play because they love that school, they love them coaches, and they love their teammates. And I'm going to tell you what, that was a difference. It might hurt some FSU fans' feelings, but that's the way I feel about it. Why did not those kids just sit out and turn their back on their teammates? That made me...
A lot of them did, though. I mean, they just have tremendous depth.
Somebody needs to tell them that, because there's no reason that those guys are getting paid. And you're getting paid already. So, I live in a world where I get paid. Somebody contracts me to do a job, and I have to do a job. And I'm not going to get paid until my job is complete. And so how in the world are we going to continue? Because I've raised kids. I've got a son that's 32, and I've got them all the way down to 9. And I'm going to tell you right now, what these people are teaching these kids is the reason why our society is terrible, and the reason why our country's turning to you-know-what is because these are our future leaders, and all they are spoiled-ass brats. Yeah. And that is terrible.
The sad part of all this, if a school were to put in their NIL contracts that you play all the games,
you got to hire them.
Nobody would want to go there.
Yeah. My biggest problem is how inept is the NCAA? Why is the transfer portal open before the bowl season's over? That's the most ridiculous thing.
The whole calendar's crazy.
Well, it doesn't make any sense to what you're doing is you're not only punishing the universities, you're punishing the fans.
Yeah.
Who pays their salaries?
Right.
Who pays all those TV markets? It's us. And the only way that's going to stop is if everybody says, you know what? Because, I love Georgia football. I love SEC football. And I love all the conversation in between all, your friends and your family. And everybody I talk to says, it's getting to the point where it's almost worse than the NFL. Because the NFL, you know for a fact, your players are going to show up. They're under contract. And then these guys are just like the Wild Wild West. They just do whatever the heck they want to do. Mm-hmm. And they can crap on the coach. They can crap on the university, crap on the fans. And it's like, you know what? That's just terrible.
I'm gonna hit this. I'm gonna hit this real quick. You hit something. I'm not gonna get into it too much, but I want to tell you this. There's a lot of people, a lot more than you think, don't give a crap about getting up, going to work. They have been programmed to do what certain people want them to do, and that's live off you. To live off you. Government. So anyway, I'm going to get off that. But,
well, you're exactly right. And it shows up on, when I was a kid and we'd watch TV in front of the TV, in front of grown men, and you'd walk in the room and you was young, first of all, you weren't really allowed to say too much around them grown men because they was in there having their own conversation. You had to earn that right and that respect. These kids nowadays, they have no respect for anything. They can't learn without Google. They can't use their hands for anything. Like people like me, I'm a dying breed. I'm a dinosaur. I'm going to be extinct, and nobody's going to take my position because nobody teaches that kind of stuff anymore. Yeah. They all say, well, let's go to school, let's do this. You can see it's spreading out all over the country. It was an embarrassment for Florida State. It was actually Georgia. You could tell Kirby really wasn't into the game. I mean, that was like a scrimmage, and that was terrible. Terrible for TV.
I love what Kirby said after the game. I love what he said. He knocked it out of the ballpark.
Well, it's absolutely the truth. You know, I mean, we do have to fix this because, like he said, these games are becoming unwatchable, and those are the people that are paying.
Did you see hardly anybody was at the games anyway?
They shouldn't be. What are you watching? I mean, we know just from picking the games. We have no idea who's playing. Right. We have no idea what these teams are going to do when they show up. I mean, look at Ohio State, no quarterback, no this. I mean, you got Florida State opt-outs. You actually had Georgia opt-outs. It just showed how much tremendous depth that Georgia has for them to go out and not miss a beat like that. But there's so many teams with opt-outs. We try to pick these games, and it was just like flipping a coin at this point.
But we've already talked about this. It was a great way to solve the problem. Every university, you hire those guys. It's not a scholarship. It's a contract, a one-year contract.
It's a contract.
And if they can't transfer out, you're under contract. You can sue them as a university. If you're as an employee, you can't go play at Alabama. You can't leave us for one calendar year. And you've got to show up, and you've got to play in the ball games or you don't get paid, and you can be fired. And you just got to hire them.
What I don't understand is we've been doing something a certain way for 30 years, and all of a sudden it's illegal.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like we have to let them transfer. It's against labor laws.
You know
what happened the last 30 years?
Remember back when we played? It's a minor sport. I mean, not a minor sport.
Amateur.
Amateurs. Amateur sport. We were not professional football.
Yeah.
What happened to that? What happened to that? Hell, now can we go back and sue whoever we can sue to get our money when we didn't get NIL? We get paid to play and all that stuff.
Well, all you got to do is find out how much eligibility you got left. You can go make some money and do the same thing they are, you know.
I just got a text here. Southern Mississippi suing me for the you never produced.
Your tutor suing you.
I was terrible, no doubt.
Don't you think the universities are probably going, okay, we let these college players have all this money, and then we're going to change the rules, make them sign a contract later on, and then they can sue them, and they can get some of that money. So the universities are going to get the money in the end by suing them.
Right. Let me ask him real quick. Okay. Now, I just got a text here. Did Georgia have 27 players opt out? I don't believe that.
We had 22 players in the transfer portal. Okay, so that was first, and then we had 11 that opted out.
Wow.
So we had 32.
Well, heck, I take back what I said about Georgia. The hell with that.
That's what I'm saying. They
have no culture there either.
Well, a lot of their starters, Kendall, Hilton, Beck.
6 players of our opt-outs were still returning from injury. So, I mean, that's all there is to it. So, I mean, but if Florida State complained about this, that, and the other, we had the same amount of players out. But it just shows you, now, if you look at our depth and then look at Florida State's depth, they got a long ways to go to even get back to 13-0 ever again in any time future.
Yeah.
I don't care how many players you bring in.
And that proves what Georgia's been doing in recruiting over the last 5, 6, 7 years, that consistency. And Florida State's been kind of building through the portal.
All right, y'all hold your thoughts. Yeah. We're over. Hold on. Don't hang up. We got to come back with you. Jim Dickerson has done an unbelievable job for State Farm. It's all about the agent. He is the guy you work with. He's the guy that gets you what you deserve. And that's what Jim Dickerson does. He is number one at what he does. He is incredible. Give him a call. 763-4673. Go by and talk to him. Spend a little bit of time with him. Take your policy down. Let him compare it. But you want somebody there that's going to be there for you, going to pay you what you deserve. That's Jim Dickerson. The guy's incredible. 763-4673. Jim Dickerson's number one. Turf Pro Pest Control. You want that yard to look absolutely beautiful. Pat can make it happen for you. Give them a call today. They do a great job at our yard. That truck's throughout Bay Point. Turf Pro Pest Control, number one. Not even close. You hear me? Not even close. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida is taking it to the hole. Your home for the most live college basketball in the Gulf Coast. The ACC, SEC, and the biggest games in the country. Plus the official station of March Madness.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
Hear every slam dunk in ultra-high fidelity right here.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Thursday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the north, clear skies, and 58. Clear skies tonight, colder at 41. Tomorrow, partly sunny much of the day, but with a slight chance of showers in the evening and a high of 64. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
At Brock Lawn and Pest Control, we're proud to be awarded the distinction of being Quality Pro certified.
Our technicians have passed rigorous training in eco-friendly application and prevention of pest treatments.
Part of the program is the practice of integrated pest management.
IPM's goal is to prevent pests from ever entering your home. It includes inspection, prevention, education, and, when necessary, application.
We're proud to be Quality Pro certified.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, the standard and level of trust.
Your home for the College Football National Championship. WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Hello, this is Rick Vosser with RV of Panama City, your local Stormore portable building dealer, located at 2241 East Baldwin Road. Shopping for a garage, portable building, cabin? We build them anywhere from 8 to 16 foot wide, 10 feet to 60 feet long. We can do insulation, electricity, transom dormers, thermal windows. Come, let's customize a building together. Rick Vossen, Stormore Portable Building Dealer, Panama City.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide, roll. I want to thank Tim Sullivan for setting me straight. That was good. I like that. 27 Georgia players opted out. FSU had 27 opted out. It just shows you the depth, like Jason's been talking about, like Tommy's been talking about. We got Bulldog still on the phone, and Bulldog still with us right here. But I don't know. Do you ever think that people get fed up with college football? Remember when the NFL, when they started kneeling, people their ratings went down real big time, and it kind of hurt them for a short period of time, but they're right back on the top right now. I don't know. People love college football so much. I don't know if it can be destroyed or not, but I'll be honest with you, I just don't like the opt-outs. I don't like what's going on right now. And you know what makes me mad? Some of these guys are opting out, but yet they're going to play an all-star game. What does that tell you? They don't care about the school they're at.
And how can you prepare for the NFL? What have you got to get ready for the
You've been preparing for NFL your whole life.
Yeah, I know. That's just...
You can walk across the street and get hurt.
That irritates.
But now these guys are millionaires, so it's not like you're risking everything to go to the NFL. You made a couple $1 million in college. It's not like you have to sit out so you can hit that big money payday in the NFL. Yep. You're making it now in college, so there's no reason that you shouldn't be playing.
Hey, Bulldog, we're talking about the committee getting it right. I said earlier today, I said, yeah, they got it right. They made a killing. They made big-time money off this.
ESPN.
Oh, yeah. The Rose Bowl, almost 33 million people, the biggest broadcast on cable TV ever. They made a killing. The Sugar Bowl had 18 million people watching that game. So they made their money. The committee got it right. They made ESPN money. ESPN sponsors made money. They're all happy. They don't care if anybody's complaining about FSU or Georgia not getting in. They don't care.
I mean, I'm not, I'm over it. We didn't make it. We made mistakes in our game to lose the game. That's part of the game. Right. That's just part of the game. You can blame the refs. You can say Saban has the control over SEC refs, don't have control when they ain't playing no SEC. All that is garbage. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it, you got to beat the refs. You can't, if you're going to worry about beating the refs, you already lost the game to begin with. So, to me, I just think that they've got to do something to go back to the same format the way it used to be. You have to stay till you're a junior. You're under contract till you're a junior, and then if that by most of the time, most of the kids that ain't just dummies have already got their degree, and then you can do whatever you want to do. But you're under contract from the time you sign as a freshman to the time you leave that school as a junior. You're under contract to that university, and that's the only way I see this changing. Because it's just going to get bigger and bigger, and money. I mean, super conferences. I mean, if you look at our schedule next year and look at Florida's schedule, they're going to keep the SEC. If you come out of the SEC with only one loss, let's say you come out of the SEC with 0 losses, you are one of the, if not the best team in all of the nation. No matter if you lose in the championship game or whatever. Yeah, Big Ten. Man, look how many teams are in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Let me throw another possibility out here because we've talked about the distinction. What NFL team, having finished their season and not qualified for the playoffs, has to go play another ball game?
All of them.
None.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, none. Their season is over.
Right. Yeah.
Let's scrap the bowls.
Scrap the bowl games. Let's just go to the playoffs and make it like if you're going to be paying these guys, and if you say that the college football is not going to, have a bad, there's a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. So I mean, and it's up to but see, the people are so soft, like you said. I mean, everybody's so soft. It's all individuals. People care about their families, but nobody. You used to. I mean, I had a neighbor that used to, look after me. He'd look after me more than my old man did. If I ever got in trouble, I'd be in deep trouble. He'd be calling, snitching on me.
Yeah.
But now it's like it's so bad that the kids are doing what they're doing, and that we're just accepting it. We're just accepting it. Hey, we don't care. Yeah, go ahead. We'll get somebody else, and it's just like it's boring. Yep. It's the same revolving door.
No doubt.
I wish that they changed, but I don't see a change coming anytime soon.
Well, I tell you what, Brian came up with a good idea. This was 2-3 years ago. He said, with the playoffs coming, have the bowl games as a kickoff classic.
That's right.
People can travel to these different cities. Have 30 of them, whatever the number is. 30
Labor Day weekend loaded
up. Those
up.
people pick who they want to pick, and the people can accept the games or not accept them. I think it would work. It worked good for Atlanta with the Chick-fil-A kickoff classic. It worked good there. We could do something like that.
You've got something similar to that going on right now, so expand that.
Where's Florida State open up next year?
Florida State.
They're going over where at?
Dublin, Ireland.
Yeah.
That's a conference game.
Oh, that's right.
My biggest fear is if you kill the bowl games, they're going to try to expand the playoffs just to fill that airtime. I mean, just have more games.
It's all about.
And if we get to 36 teams or this, what's the point of the regular season?
What's the point of the regular season?
And that's why I don't like college basketball.
Why have 10 conference games in the SEC where all we do is beat the crap out of each other?
Right.
And these kids get hurt. I mean, if you. It's pretty predominant that you see that the Big Ten and the SEC are the two dominant conferences. All the other conferences are falling apart. They're falling apart.
Yep.
And it's the sad part about it is it's all about football too. Because I mean, if you go to basketball, I mean, usually you got a lot of conferences that ain't no good in football. They're excellent in basketball, excellent in baseball, and everything else. So I mean, it's just wrong what they're doing, and the NCAA has no cojones in order to change anything.
What would have happened? What would have happened when all this stuff started if a president or a conference commissioner would have said, well, if you choose not to come play for a school in the SEC, don't come. And the coaches would have gone, this player is unbelievable, but he won't come unless he gets NIL money or unless we buy him under the table or something like that. What if those guys would go, we're an amateur sport. If you do not want to play, and if you want to get paid, go play in the NFL. But if you want to come here, here's what you're getting, and that's it. I don't think they could have taken that to court. It'd been going on for 100 years, or how many years? 80 years, whatever it's been, where they weren't paid. So how could they have not gone no? And if the coaches would have said, "You want to come here and play? Here's what we can offer you," and that's it. If you want money, go to the NFL. What happened to that?
We had a lot of money. We've had a lot of money. We always had a lot of money. So Walter Nolan from Texas A&M, prime example. He wanted just so much money, and Kirby wasn't going to pay him that money. It ain't going to happen. It's getting to the point where some of these players want more money than the coaches,
right?
And that's
right.
That's right there. I mean, how in the world can you tell me that any player is worth more than Kirby Smart or Nick Saban?
But what I'm getting at. Why did they just go, we're not paying them, we're not going to buy them, they want to come play here, you come play here. If you want the money, go straight to the NFL.
You wouldn't have any players.
You would. Yeah, you would. You'd have players. There'd be a lot of good kids playing football. Maybe not great athletes, but they come out there and they'd have played. And you know what? Too. I'd have gone and watched them.
And you're going to lose too.
There's 300.
Not really. Not really. If you're all playing the same way.
No, if everybody did, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody do it.
Yeah, but if one school
in 2000 in the portal.
How many kids? How many teams are in the NFL? 30, whatever. So there's 52-man roster. So you got 352 players, 360 players in the NFL that actually are on a roster. So actually see the field, dress out, and get on the field. So out of all these players that have these big, giant aspirations to make it to the NFL, almost 3/4 of them never even make it.
1%.
So there's no reason why all these kids. That's just society making them thinking that they're bigger than they are or better than they are, and that's not going to change. That's never going to change.
If they have to be paid, then we should have been paid back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s and 90s. You know what you said? You said nobody go watch.
Twice as hard.
I've gone to watch Huntington College play. And I enjoy it. You went to there.
And they care.
Them kids play hard.
But the whole point about them getting paid is they're not getting paid for the right reason. NIL was not constructed to buy high school recruits out of high school. It was made that, okay, Caleb Williams is selling millions of dollars worth of jersey at USC. We need to give him a percentage because we're using his name, image, and likeness to profit. That's not what this is about. This is the Wild West. We have to have some structure, whether it's from the NCAA or maybe the Power Fives, break away from the NCAA. They need a commissioner. I think they should go Power Five football only because it's completely run differently than every other sport. They bring in way more money. There's way more logistics with the schedule and bowl games and stuff like that. I don't understand what they're doing. I think they intentionally try to destroy the college football. I think there's a little things behind the scenes that's going on with the country that seep into college athletics, and I just don't like where it's going. And I don't think any fan after this year. Now, I love the college. The semifinals are amazing. Don't get me wrong, but the entire bowl season, we had no idea who was playing, who was winning. This team was, sitting out 14 guys. This guy. I mean, it was terrible in my opinion.
It's just making money for other people. That's all they do. That's all they do. Bowl games.
All right, we got to take a break. Let's talk about. When we get back, we'll do our Alabama update. We didn't have an opportunity to do it. We got the Bulldog on with us right now, so we had to cater to him. Are you through being?
Yeah, well, let me. I'm gonna get one more thing. I'm gonna tell you something. My coaches gave me something that I should have got paid for that changed my life forever. It's worth more money than I ever could got in my wallet, and that's where these kids are all wrong in football. They might have cussed me, they might have yelled at me, might have called me names, but they made me into a man.
Yep.
And that right there is worth more money than these punk kids are doing what they're doing now. Y'all have a good day. Thank you for it's for my call, and I love y'all's show. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
I'll try to keep up with you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. Stevens Air Conditioning Alabama update will be coming up next. I love Stevens Air. You talking about a fine man, local company, locals taking care of locals in the Panhandle of Florida. That's who you want to go with. Let's take care of the people locally here that have been here for a number of years. He does an incredible job. They are number one. Anytime day or night, if it breaks down, the unit breaks down, give them a call. They'll be there for you. Give Debbie a call. Get it serviced about every 6 months. It'll run longer and save you money in the long run. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
They were so poor to be able to cook dinner for them. And she would gather them around the table and she would read recipes to them for supper. And he had a sister that was kind of hard of hearing, and she almost starved to death.
Weekday morning 7 to 9, ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Thursday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the north, clear skies, and 58. Clear skies tonight, colder at 41. Tomorrow, partly sunny much of the day, but with a slight chance of showers in the evening and a high of 64. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michael Studio.
Boss, I got good news and bad news. Well, what's the bad news? Your hat's on fire.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
War Eagle. Hey, Martha, Kenny, James Gualamar. Y'all see James?
Alabama update.
We just went through it.
We're going to go through it.
That was fast.
Hey, that's that bumper. They have to be for Braves have a great time.
Alabama update, spring football date to be announced.
Get out to Beef Braves, have a great time. I tell you what we'll do. We're going to talk Auburn, and then we'll come back and talk Bama. I know people out there want to hear about them getting beat, so we'll give you what you want. Auburn did not look very good in the bowl game. Jamie said that people were up there excited. It was packed out. There were a lot of Auburn people up there going to the ball game. Nashville, they were partying there, having a great time. She got to go. Actually, they let him stay at practice a little bit longer. Hugh Freeze said, yeah, y'all don't have to leave. Stay a little bit longer. So he took care of the Alabama media that was there watching him practice. Auburn went against the backup quarterback at Maryland, and before you know it, it's 21-0. It was pitiful. It was pitiful. And not only that, the third quarter, trying to watch this ball game was terrible. The third quarter, Maryland and Auburn combined for 33 total yards of offense on 29 combined plays.
Yeah.
29 plays, 33 yards. Both teams, third quarter, that was ugly.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to Auburn. There's a couple games this year that just defy logic. The New Mexico State game before Alabama, them getting drilled
it's up and down.
It's so inconsistent. I expected them to come out and just blow Maryland off the field,
especially with the quarterback out.
Right, the way they played against Alabama, how physical they looked in the run game. You know, Maryland actually played Ohio State and Michigan tougher than anybody else in the Big Ten this year. Outside Penn State, but they had a solid football team. Loxley deserves a lot of credit. He's got that team going the right direction. They got Under Armour money, so they can recruit a little bit, but that was just totally shocking to me that Auburn didn't at least win the game.
You would think they would be prepared. Let's go to Maryland with a backup quarterback. The first three drives, 19 plays. They had 19 plays in their first three drives. That's pretty good.
Yep.
They had 226 yards of total offense and 3 touchdowns the first three drives. And Auburn now has a new defense coordinator.
They're going to have a new coach too?
No, they did. Yeah, they got a new defensive coordinator.
I'm talking about Coach Freeze.
Hugh Freeze. No, he's in good shape.
Yeah, I like him.
Shape. But Charles Kelly's coming from Colorado. Now, he had been the defensive backfield coach for Saban for 2 years. Went with Dion out to Colorado's defense coordinator, and Hugh Freeze
was at FSU.
Yeah, he was at FSU. So now he's coming back. Really good recruiter, really good coach. I think it's a great move by Hugh Freeze. He knows the ins and outs of Alabama also, by the way. That had a factor, I think, getting him to Auburn. He played at Auburn. He went to school at Auburn, but he's done a good job, no doubt about that. I think that was a big hire for Auburn and Hugh Freeze. At recruiting, they did get Jeremy. They did get Perry Thompson, the receiver. That was a big. That's like getting a Julio Jones. So you look at the other side. Even though how negative they looked up and down against New Mexico State, the bowl game was a negative thing, but recruiting, and he said that he focused more on recruiting and didn't put as much as he probably should have into this bowl game. And left his coaches do a lot of it. When he's busting his tail, getting good players at Auburn, skilled players, receivers, they answered the problem there. They got some big-time receivers coming there. But I want to ask you both about, or all three about this, the quarterback room at Auburn. Watching that bowl game, they better go out and get a transfer. They better go out. I know the guys are high school kids, but they better go get somebody to come in there and help him now. Mm-hmm. I think. Am I crazy about that?
They were trying to get Cam Moore. They thought maybe he was going to get Auburn, but he declared for the NFL, so he's out.
Because he had told, didn't he tell Peyton Thorne that he's our guy. We're good shape quarterback. And I'm wondering, did you tell him that just to keep him there, not transferring out while you have a quarterback for the bowl game? I'm just keeping it real now.
Yeah.
And now that right after the game, he's down in the locker room, and they're interviewing. Hugh Freeze is talking to the media and saying our quarterback, everything's open, wide open, all that kind of stuff. And a reporter was down, because my daughter was right there when it happened. Standing right there, reporter goes, well, what do you think about your coach saying that the quarterback position's open after he's got saying, all these other things? He kind of just looked, it shocked him. He was like, what? And he handled it pretty good. Right. But you could tell his eyes, his body language said something else about what he was saying. So
this is the transfer NIL world. I mean, if you don't play up to standard, they're going to find somebody better. And there's a lot of guys that have experience, maybe that are playing, like the Kansas States, the Washington State quarterbacks. They're not going to sniff a national title. So why wouldn't they want to transfer to like a Florida State, an Ohio State, or an Alabama, and maybe take a shot at that national championship? Auburn's got to do something at quarterback. I don't know if they have the guy on their roster, whether it's a high school kid. I think they should bring in a one-year transfer, an elite quarterback that's proven himself. That way they give those other guys a year, maybe two, to develop a little bit. I know they got a young quarterback pretty good. That was a freshman that's going to be pretty good. But Thorne and the other kid that was Ashford's
gone.
Yeah, so that wasn't the answer. He was trying to kind of cater an offense based on their skills, but I don't really think they were running the offense they really want to run in the future, especially with the receivers they're bringing in and the offensive talent. So they really need to stock up on offensive linemen and defensive linemen. That's what I saw against Maryland. That really shocked me.
All right, think about this for a minute. We're talking about Auburn, a powerhouse.
Right.
They won a national championship in 2010. What did you think, Jeremy? The Auburn Tigers were 6-7, and then you look at the Florida Gators. What are they, 5-7?
Yeah,
5-7. Both of them losing records, but all the heat is on Florida and not so much Hugh Freeze. One's been there for 1 year, one's been there for 2 years. That just kind of tells you what the job he's doing recruiting and bringing in players. The people at Auburn, they're smart. They know they got players coming. They know it's going to be better next year. I think 8 wins next year he has to have to keep everybody feeling good about what's going on. But that schedule, though, the SEC schedule, that's going to be tough to get 8 wins.
I will say this, Napier ain't getting 8 wins next year.
I don't think so either.
He did a pretty good job recruiting, too. Florida got some good
then
players.
they lost a bunch of them.
They lost a lot of them.
Wait till you throw that 9th SEC game in.
Yeah, and right before the Iron Bowl, they got Texas A&M. Then Alabama. Alabama's going to Oklahoma, then Auburn.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it's going to be interesting to keep an eye on Auburn and Florida the next couple of years. I think Auburn's on the way up.
I was going to say.
Florida, because you get the feel. He's got 2 5-star recruits, receivers coming in.
Auburn and Florida may be right here now, but the projection is Auburn's recruiting much better right now. They kept more of their players, the offensive players, a little bit. I think the offensive philosophy is good. I think people at Auburn can see the improvements they made a little bit this year. Yeah. They had 2 games where they laid a complete egg, but look at how they competed against Alabama. Hugh Freeze has out-recruited Alabama, Georgia when he was at Ole Miss, so I think you got to give him time, and I don't see him not succeeding at Auburn.
I'm with you.
Florida's not going to win with that schedule they got.
I don't think so.
And I don't see them succeeding with Napier. So that's the difference for me.
That's going to come next.
Right, yeah. Especially next year with that schedule.
No, I think 8 is going to be a good number for Auburn. Florida, golly. I mean, if you haven't taken a peek at the Florida schedule.
If you're a Florida fan, don't look at it.
We'll say this, your games are going to be exciting every week.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it's going to be tough sledding in Gainesville.
Yeah. ESPN will make money because people are going to watch. Either watch them get killed or watch them pull
LSU, Georgia, Alabama.
Miami, Florida State.
Miami
UCF's coming into town.
Yeah.
UCF just got got Arkansas's quarterback just transferred to UCF. So he is a big, I think he's good. He didn't look good this year, but this whole.
That Jeffers?
TJ, KJ. Yeah. But the players around him at Arkansas weren't very good. And you're not going to be playing the SEC. You're going to be playing the Big 12. And I'm telling you, UCF is coming up. They really are. All right, let's take a break. We get back. We're going to do the Alabama update. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down. And we didn't win. But you know what? Can't win them all. Keep your head up. And don't cry about it, as far as you know. J. Michael's restaurant is unbelievable. The legendary J. Michael's. Go have a great time down there. The best seafood, coldest beer, right there on Thomas Drive. The legendary J. Michael's. South Oak, Title and Closing. Chuck Tucker does an incredible job. Not even close. If you got a real estate deal going on, you demand South Oak, Title and Closing. Make sure that's who you're using. No surprises. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1, no matter what day, time. If it breaks down, call Stevenson Air Conditioners. Locals taking care of locals throughout the Panhandle of Florida. Dr. Chad Mitchell, the legendary Dr. Chad Mitchell, will take care of you. This will be his 25th year coming up. And I didn't talk about this. The other night, we took the girls. We had them 2 nights ago. We went to we thought we were going to take them bowling, but they went and played games, and we had a great time. And then we went to Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. We got half cheese and half pepperoni. We had a great time down there. Pizza's unbelievable. Their favorite pizza. They love Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. I looked at that paradise cake. I wanted it. I got up to get it.
You got it too.
No, I actually sat back down. Go check it out. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli, #1. Not even close. The best 3 restaurants in one. The bakery, the deli, the pizzas. They are #1. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents
the College Football National Championship.
Corum spins his way across the goal line. Touchdown, Michigan!
Monday, January 8th, it's Michigan versus Washington.
Pressure coming. Panic spots a receiver. Fires tipped in the air and caught by Polk in the end zone.
Listen to live play-by-play exclusively on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Absolute thrilling finish. Kitchen Designs Group on Front Beach Road, Panama City Beach, offers full-service kitchen and bathroom cabinetry, countertops, and flooring. Plus, they also offer cash and carry. Take your cabinets home today. All-in-one vanities on sale. Cabinet, countertop, trim, and faucet included. The more you buy, the more you save. Must take standard sizes in Shaker White. Call Kitchen Designs Group, 850-775-4150, or visit their website, kitchendesignsgroup.com. Cash and carry only applies to Shaker White.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive a new 2024 Kia. You'll see why everyone is talking about Kia. The 2024 Kia will give you the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2024 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in a luxury sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Drive away today in a new 2024 Kia K5. Performance, power, and design built just for you. Discover the new Kia at Bill Bird Kia. Bill Bird Kia, the original home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you just like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty.
Welcome to It's the Coach James Hale Show.
But I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The dogs out!
Breaking news. Georgia just scored. All right, we're back live. 104.2. I had to say it because somebody said I would say it, so I did. No, getting back to FSU, though, those kids that showed up and played, I love them.
Yeah.
They were not ready for that, to play a team like Georgia, but they got out there and gave the best effort. And I like the football coach at Florida State, too.
He's a great guy.
Man.
There's some young kids on that defense, though. It looked like a high school team trying to tackle.
Didn't have a clue.
Yeah, some of the secondary, they were scared to death. They're like, look at that big guy. Of course, I would be, too, you know what I'm saying? They were so young out there. But Florida State's going to be fine. I don't want people to get all doom and gloomy. They got some talent coming in. DJ coming in at quarterback. They're going to have receivers. They picked up a couple defensive linemen, especially the kid from Purdue. I think if they land them, their defense is going to be really good again next year.
All right, let's turn the page to the Alabama Crimson Tide, brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. Can I go first? Can I just say? Can I just get it out of my system? Let me get it out of my system. I watched the game, and I just said it between the break. I watched the game, and this is the first time that I've ever seen Nick Saban have 3 weeks to get ready. And when you play your last game against Georgia, an SEC game, all those other years, they improved those next 3 weeks. They got better. And Alabama performed really well in all their playoff games. I don't think he's lost but one to Ohio State 2014.
Right.
This time is totally different. Michigan, since the Iowa game, was a team that improved. It was a team that had a better scheme. It was a team that was more motivated and physically whipped Alabama up front. Yep. I want to go on and brag on Michigan. Eddie, great job. You beat us. You were better than we were. I was impressed with the defensive scheme by the defensive coordinator at Michigan. You have a quarterback that's not a great passer. He's a great athlete. He can throw the deep ball pretty good. They decided, we're not going to do like Georgia and play two spies. We're going to get after him, make him uncomfortable, and they did.
That's right.
Alabama had the ball. They drove right down the field, scored, running the football. Then all of a sudden they get the ball and they're going to drop back. He's a drop back passer, which he's not. He drops back and we get sacked. And now it's second down and 19, second down and 20. That happened several times. We got sacked 5 times in the first half. And play selection, if you run the ball like Michigan ran the ball and you punt the ball, you do you're okay. But when you get backed up and make the mistakes they made, I was just disappointed in the scheme. And another thing, I'm just getting it off my chest. Alabama made great adjustments at halftime.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay? I coached with Jim Brandt. He ran my defense. We didn't wait to halftime to make adjustments when we saw it's not working. We didn't wait to halftime. We changed the defense up on the sidelines the second time it didn't work. And Bama had probably one of the first-team All-American outside linebacker dropping in pass coverage, playing off the line of scrimmage the first half. Yep. I'm like, what are they doing? He's the best pass rusher. He's one of the quickest guys down there. You can't block him. He's great about stopping the run. The second half, they put him on the line of scrimmage, and the defense looked a lot better. Jeremy, why would you not make that adjustment quicker? I'm just frustrated.
Well, you raised key points that we were looking at in the stadium. I had the opportunity to go out and watch it, and from our vantage point, the start couldn't have gone any better. We thought with what we believed would have been an interception by Downs that was overturned because he didn't reestablish on the way in. And Alabama held serve. Special teams play. The sun was just bearing down on that north end zone, and that created the drop there that allowed Alabama to get the recovery and kind of punch it on in. And you felt really good about things setting up in the start. And then to your point, we somehow changed it into the South Florida Texas type 3-step drop with Milroe, which we had not seen in months, and for good reason.
Yeah.
And the scheme was very vanilla, and there was nothing exciting. Michigan was running people in motion. They ran trick plays. Right. They ran misdirection, and when Michigan pinned their ears back on the 3-step drop, there was not a draw play or a screen play or anything that you might use to counter that in the arsenal. It was as if Alabama had been caught completely flat-footed on how to make those adjustments until they got to halftime.
Yeah, they were out-schemed.
Yeah, but that you don't have it in your arsenal just to dial it before you get to the half to go, okay, we got to do this. Alabama had the sidelines. They could have gone wide if they just stayed outside the tackles, but this team has not done that all year. They wanted to run right inside the tackles, with the exception of the breakaway plays that Milroe, kind of generates on his own, and he just couldn't get away from them. he looked a step slower, which I really would have thought Alabama's team speed would have been more than sufficient. But he was getting tripped, getting his legs cut, and as soon as they touched him, he was falling.
Nick made the comment, and he was completely correct, when their personnel packages on offense, especially on offense, when they did that bunch, they bunched in there. I call it bunch. They're in there close. They run what I call a counter pass play. Nobody in the flat to cover them. They could have done that any time they wanted. The third down or fourth down play, whatever it was, at the end of the game where the guy picks up the big play, nobody in the flat covering him. Right. How can you not? That's just basic stuff, man. They gave
a lot of breakdowns in the secondary on communication. Yeah, a lot of them.
And you talk about your inside linebackers too a lot, and usually that's their responsibility to get out into the flat to cover that. Yeah, it was just I got to give Michigan credit. They were the best coached football team. They were more aggressive. They played hard, and they're a team. They were a veteran team. They played like a veteran team. I got to give them credit. They were just better than Alabama. We were lucky to get there.
Well, the key play for me.
Wait a minute. What? Oh, we got to do this. Let's bring him on right now. Let's all bow down. Yeah. Let's bring him on. No. The man, the myth, Michigan Eddie.
No.
Yes.
No.
Good morning,
cheaters.
But hey, all the pundits picked Michigan to lose. We don't have no wide receivers. We're terrible. We're gonna get beat.
Exactly.
All that. It feels good. Both Michigan and Alabama didn't play their best games. They both made uncommon mistakes, muff punts, low snaps, what have you. And but I'll tell you, Michigan's defense was the answer. Was the difference? They were outstanding, and they stepped up to every occasion. And I'm happy. I'm glad we proved everyone wrong. And third time's a charm. And we did it in the Rose Bowl, granddaddy of them all.
Amazing game, man. Congratulations on y'all winning. But I thought the offensive line played way better. Losing Zach Minter, I thought that was going to have an impact on this game. But I think you guys got better when he went out. You look at the Ohio State game, when he got hurt, the next play, they run for a touchdown, and then they dominated our defense line the fourth quarter. Looked like the same in the first quarter or first half against Alabama. They dominated. Alabama made some changes, went to a 5-man line. That kind of stifled them in the second half. But to me, the offensive line was the best unit in all of college football this year, and they went out and proved it against two of the best defensive lines with Alabama and Ohio State over the last 4 games. So
we got to give Harbaugh credit.
Oh, for sure.
He had 2 5-stars. Alabama was loaded with 5 stars. Ohio State was loaded with 5 stars. Georgia is loaded with 5 stars. Yet he's won by developing players and out scheming, out coaching people, and out cheating people. So you got to give the guy credit for that. Seriously, he's a heck of a football coach.
So all I got to say, catapult.
Stallions.
Catapult. That's all I got to say. Keep talking, Coach, about that. And
I bragged on him.
Oh, and you had to put that little cheating zinger in there.
Don't tell the truth.
Dolly Madison.
Don't tell the
Dolly
truth.
Madison cupcakes and baked goods with your little zinger.
Listen,
Dolly Madison.
Michigan lined up and beat Alabama. Yeah. They dominated on both sides of the ball, up front. You are a better football team. So everything I said was the truth, right?
Right.
They did cheat. But I said everything's the truth. But I was they didn't cheat on Alabama. They cheated on the other teams. I'm okay.
Ohio State, no. Penn State, no. It hasn't been proven yet. Just accusations still.
He got suspended.
So he got suspended for unproven accusations.
He just took this.
And Stallions was in the second row of the Rose Bowl. What an idiot program.
Hey, what did J.J. McCarthy said yesterday? This all started when Ohio State was cheating before the 2020 season. And
it's just a lie. There's no proof. Nobody got suspended. Y'all just make stuff up to deflect from what y'all did.
Coach Hale listeners,
one at a time.
Just Google catapult on the internet. It's from non-Michigan sources about Ohio State and catapult.
Okay, where's the NCAA at?
Google.
Where's the Big Ten at?
One at a time. Yeah. You can't talk over each other.
Hey, Michigan Eddie, props, congrats. Well played all the way around by Michigan. I did have to chuckle in one of the post-game interviews, and I forget which Michigan player said this, but it gave you pause just because you hear it differently when he said, of the last play that Alabama ran in overtime, we knew exactly what they were going to do.
That was Chris Jenkins or Michael Barrett, I believe he said that.
Why was Stallions there in the third row?
I didn't even see him when I watched the game.
What a dumb thing for Michigan to do, to bring that guy to the stadium after all the cheating accusations, to have him sit.
He wasn't on the sideline, was he?
He was 3 rows behind the bench.
Here's the thing, dude. You can't stop an American from going to a game if he pays his own way.
Yes, you can.
You can stop it. You can stop.
I'd be like, hey, buddy, you caused a lot of problems for our program. Please don't come sit behind the bench.
Wait a minute. You can stop a guy running for president.
You can stop a guy from.
Yeah.
You can try, but you can't do it.
What country are we in now? Hey, listen, really, though, seriously, you guys did a great job.
Absolutely.
Y'all are truly the number one team right now. We'll see what happens Monday.
Go Big Ten.
I hope they win it. Well, we got 2 teams in the Big Ten in there. But I want to go back to Florida State, getting screwed over, 13-0. The committee screwed them. There's no doubt about that. I think it's more Texas and Alabama. But people forget that Michigan, you allow a team to play, which we all know down the road they're going to have to vacate all those wins. This national championship they're going to win is going to be taken away from them. I really believe that. I'm not kidding. I think that's going to happen.
Can I say something?
No.
Yes, you can.
So about FSU, I was listening to Mad Dog Russo yesterday, right? And he said FSU is a disgrace. And how can a head coach in that program that's building supposedly a good culture let 29 players opt out, transfer, what have you, and put that kind of product on the field in the Orange Bowl when you had a chance to prove all the naysayers wrong? I feel bad for the FSU Nation and other college teams like that had a lot of players opt out and so forth. They're paying their hard-earned money.
I don't believe you do.
Thousands of dollars to see that product.
Let me ask you this.
That was terrible.
You think Florida State has a bad culture? Do you think Georgia has a bad culture?
Well, I know they didn't have as many opt-outs as...
Yeah, 27, the same amount of opt-outs as Florida State.
Well, then you got to build better depth then, too. Then I didn't know they had 27 opt-outs.
Yeah. But it's just the way you can't blame that on Norvell. Norvell's an amazing coach, a great man. These guys want to play for him. The difference between Florida State and Georgia is Georgia's been able to stack multiple top 3 recruiting classes for years and years and years and years. Florida State, he had to take over for Willie Taggart. I mean, he's building that thing, but he's had to build through the portal to get to where they are right now because they didn't have the talent on the roster, and now they're starting to get these high school classes, the 4 top 5s, top 6s, but that takes time. So I just don't see how anybody can blame Norvell for what happened.
Jason, I can't believe I'm calling you by your real name instead of Buckeye Boy, but Jason, I'm being serious now. But get demolished like that, 63-3, is inexcusable. I'm sorry.
I just don't blame that on Norvell. He can't force these kids to play as much as he would like to. There's no doubt he wanted them to play.
How many how many opt-outs did Missouri have against Ohio State?
27.
It was...
No, they had 0.
It's because they've never played for
that game.
That was their biggest. That was a huge game for them.
Yeah, it was a huge game, but they had 0.
How many NFL prospects do they have?
Huh?
0.
What's that?
I mean, how many NFL prospects do they have?
Well, I don't know, but all I know is that they had 0 opt-outs. I mean, and that's the culture of it. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I believe it was. I agree with Feinbaum. College football is a mess right now.
It is.
And
it definitely is.
And bowl season is a mess, and it's not right. And when Coach Kirby Smart,
we got to take a break.
College football's a mess.
Hey, don't hang up. We got to take a break. I got a text here that's truly knocked out of the ballpark. Blame the agents, the lawyers, the guys behind the scenes that represent these players. That's what's getting in their ear. That's true.
Oh yeah,
that's true about that.
Because they're making money off of it too.
That's a smart texter right there. Whoever that is that Mr. Baker?
I told you to be quiet for a minute. Did you not hear me? All right, let's talk about some of our great sponsors. We got so many, and we appreciate every single one of you guys. I tell you what, man, if you've not been to the new place, Charlie and Linda's place down there at Corum's on 15th Street, go check it out. They got a back room back there that holds about 25 people. If you want to have a big birthday party or a chamber meeting, anything like that, go check it out. The food's incredible. That's Corum's, the new one on 15th Street, no doubt about that. We talked about Paparazzi Gourmet Deli again. Their food is incredible. It's the best pizza you'll get anywhere. The bakery, second to none. Try the Paradise Cake. You'll absolutely love it. 3 restaurants in one. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Jason Kovaleski right here. We've got 2 great locations. 15th Street, Pier Park. Dr. Ward, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. Don't look right, feel right. Go see Dr. Ward. Don't put it off. 5 minutes can save your life. Get out to Newbies. Have a great time. The Mothership, but Newbies 2 on the Curve. That's where you want to go watch all these sporting games. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 850-215-6290. The PCB Hobby Takeover.
A platform for you to do your hobby.
Mondays at 5:20 on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Thursday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the north, clear skies, and 58. Clear skies tonight, colder at 41. Tomorrow, partly sunny much of the day, but with a slight chance of showers in the evening and a high of 64. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Jim was at the laundromat when he heard. His ear said, "Maraca, senor," but his nose said, "Hey, freshest scent ever." Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring Gain scent beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, "Sir, your scent maracas smell amazing." You could call them scent maracas, but most noses call them Gain scent beads. Try Gain scent beads. Way fresher than detergent alone.
The Women's Civic Club of Panama City Beach presents Oh, What a Night! Caring and sharing with our community at Laketown Wharf Event Center, Thomas Drive, Panama City Beach. Saturday, February 3rd, starting at 6 p.m. Dancing, silent auction, live auction, DJ, buffet dinner, cash bar, 50-50 raffle drawing, door prizes, and more. Sponsorship and ticket information at WCCPCB.org. That's WCCPCB.org.
If you got more A's on your truck than you did in high school, you might be a Bama fan. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We got the star of the show on right now. Is he still there? Michigan A's with us. And they got a big win. They get in play for the national championship Monday night. Washington and the Michigan Wolverines, if that defense can put pressure on the quarterback, they'll have a shot. If they do like Texas, he got all day to throw the football, and their offensive line is good. He's deadly. That guy can throw the football. But I think Michigan's going to score points. I don't think that defense will stop. I don't think they'll get away from the run like Stark did. I think they'll pound it, keep the ball away from their offense. I'm going to go with Michigan. I know we will too.
I think it should get ugly. What I seen when Texas was early in that game against Washington's front, they pushed them 5-6 yards off the ball every single run. I mean, when they ran right at them, they had no answer for it. And I just didn't understand why Sarkisian went away from that.
But they look that big on the line.
No, they're not.
Who doesn't look big?
Washington.
Their offensive line?
No, their front four on defense.
On defense, The offense, they look really good. Jeremy, let me ask you this. When they take away the national championship from Michigan, who will be declared? Will it be Florida State being 13-1? That won't be Alabama. We got
y'all
2 losses.
claim it, though.
We already have. Who will they give it to? Will it be Georgia? Will it be Florida State?
Washington.
Have you ever seen those things called parenthesis and then they put the word vacated?
That's who's going to win.
Nobody.
Right.
Well, Michigan, if that does happen, will that really rip you guys' hearts out? Or will you just we expect it anyway? What do Michigan fans, what do they think right now? Because you know it's coming. What will you do?
Unlike this country, we're united. We're solidarity. We're solid as a rock, supporting our coach, our school, and all that. And you know what? Even if they do vacate and all, that's not going to take away what these youngsters did and these coaches did. And they proved to everyone they're the best team in the country. And there's nothing anyone can say about us.
Well, now.
Because we're whooping that keister week in and week out without Harbaugh, with Harbaugh, next man up, players get hurt. We're a team. The team, and Coach Bo Schembech will be proud. And Harbaugh, isn't he the only one to play in the Rose Bowl and win and coach in Rose Bowl and win? So take that, Buttercup.
I tell you what, I like what he said after the game. He gave credit to Alabama, and he said their fans were outstanding. He didn't have to say that. I thought that was pretty cool.
No.
His mom and dad.
And you know what?
I'm talking. And
Saban wouldn't give Harbaugh credit. He wouldn't.
His mother and dad were at the game. They interviewed his parents on one, and I think it was Big Ten Network, and they were so excited, and it was pretty cool to see that, his mom and dad there and everything like that.
Look, Harbaugh's a great coach. He's a weird guy. He has this great coach. ESPN, Fine Bob hate him. But if you go back in history, Stanford was an ultra-physical team in the Pac-12. Nobody wanted to play them. Yeah, they went 8-4 every year in a historically bad program.
Taught him that.
San Francisco 49ers. People forget, he had Colin Kaepernick, which was not the best quarterback in the world, but he made that work. They were physical on defense, physical on offensive line, went to a Super Bowl. It took a little longer because I think Urban had his number here in the Ohio State-Michigan game, but once Urban moved along and he found a guy
I'm tired of talking about Michigan.
Okay.
All right, let's do this. I want to talk. Now, hush, be quiet.
I'm trying to give you credit, Michigan Eddie.
All right, Jeremy, tell us about the trip. What's the experience like going to the Rose Bowl?
So
that flight. Talk about. Give the insight to everything.
All right, I'll describe it this way. I've had the opportunity to go to the Masters for golf, where they manage their brand, they manage their image, they manage every aspect of it. The Rose Bowl is the Masters of college football.
Wow.
It's just impeccable, and we've had discussions over the years about the sort of standoffishness of the Rose Bowl. Well, they're protecting their brand, their tradition, and when they haven't wanted to be a team player in the BCS or in the playoff, it's because those things don't matter to them. It is about what they offer at the Rose Bowl. Now, the stadium's a relic of another era. It is not a place to watch a ball game, in terms of the amenities. It's a place to watch the football game. You get to your seat, you stay for the game. If you're trying to go out and in and out and you want to see all these other things, that's not your place. But to sit in that venue, and it's my third game to watch there, the San Gabriel's in the background, the pageantry, the attention to detail is just impeccable.
How loud does it get there?
It gets very loud. And it's not a huge stadium in the sense of
92,000 were there.
One of these imposing type of big. It's just a big bowl. That's all it is. But the folks there in Pasadena take great pride in what they offer. And
talk about the flyover. What was that like?
Oh, the B2. So my daughter actually, she was looking off to the north there. She said, "What's that?" And it was the B2 that was just kind of waiting for the Michigan band because Michigan was a home team, so they got to play the national anthem, to come screaming over. And when they talk about the stealth bomber, it was on you, and then you heard it.
Loud.
Right. You hear these other flyovers, and you can hear them before you see them because they're screaming through there. But no, the B2 comes over the top, and place went nuts. But every aspect of the game there is so attended to in terms of the detail, and that's what makes the Rose Bowl special.
Did the Michigan people surprise at the Dixieland Delight? I don't know if they've ever heard that before.
Yeah. I think the Rose Bowl, in deference to both teams and traditions, they played kind of Michigan's fourth quarter song. They played Dixieland Delight, and for me, that really was the turning point of the game. They played it in the stadium on the possession that Milroe ended up fumbling. But the Alabama fans were as loud as they had been the whole day right after that television timeout, and Alabama's got the lead. They've got the ball, and you think, okay, this is the drive. You're going to put them away. You're going to go up 2 scores, and this thing will be over.
Just don't get a penalty.
And Milroe fumbles.
Yeah.
And that was it. And the other points after that, when they converted the fourth down, they were running downhill on the drive to tie. And then when it came down to overtime, you thought the only way you're going to win is if somehow you get the toss and you're able to stop them. We got the toss. Weren't able to stop them.
I thought we were going to win.
And that was
the
it.
Toss.
That was it.
All right, let me ask you this. When I went down to Orlando and watched them play about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, Michigan's offensive line was small. Their defense was small. They didn't look small anymore. He did a good job getting what he had to do, but their fans were pretty good at the Citrus Bowl. They seemed like good people. How did they treat the Bama fans? Were they pretty good? Or?
There were, yeah. I mean, at every game, we did see one fight coming out, and it was just that they'd been around the stadium and around the coolers a little too long, and emotions were running high. But a lot of cordiality. I mean, two fan bases that don't get together a whole lot, and so there was not a lot of interaction. I mean, much different, when Alabama played Penn State, because there's a bit of a history there. Not anything any different than a bowl setting. They kind of went their way, we went ours.
Okay. All right, Michigan Eddie, congratulations. We'll talk to you tomorrow. God bless you, brother. We love you.
All right. Well, Happy New Year, Preacher. I haven't said that to you yet.
Happy New Year.
Rose Bowl.
He's got a name.
Hey, good luck to y'all Monday night.
All right, we're out. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. Go.
Set your alarm clock to wake up with the Coach Hale Show on ESPN Northwest Florida. In-depth local and college sports from expert insiders and a dash of controversy.
Can be deadly.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9.
Nothing says good morning like a drunken human alarm clock.